Hello and welcome back to Total Crypto. In today's video, we're going to be diving into Matic and we're going to see where it's about to head in the immediate term future, as I can see a few things playing out here which could be really important for Matic. And as you can see right now, we are currently viewing the chart from the daily. Then we'll start dissecting and breaking it down from the 8 hourly, 4 hourly, and then the 1 hour chart. So currently, as we can see, that we've actually broken up from that highs over here. So that became double top. We then retraced a little bit back into the zone where we've broken up from. So it created like a nice little pattern. Originally, we've gone up, we broke up above the resistant line. We came back down to retest this area over here before we went all the way back up again to retest that recent high. Now, ever since what we've been doing, we've been going sideways for a little while, up until we broke up this recent high, create like a new higher high. But we didn't come back to retest to go above. Instead, we dropped all the way back down to retest this major support line. And as we can see by the candle wick, we've actually been hitting here quite a few times. So that means we have all the liquidity based around this area here where I've drawn a support line, and it looks like we may still continue to go sideways a little bit. But the reason why I think that we're going to continue to go higher is because, look, firstly, you always need to follow the trend direction. So we're creating high, maybe slightly higher high, higher high, but then lower high. And if you look at all the lows, so we've got lower low, lower high, then higher high. And it looks like we're going to continue to go upwards from here. So what I would do if I was you guys, I would actually wait firstly whether we do retest and break up from this point here, and if so, you can hold that trade to get back up to at least that resistant line. Now, in terms of the percentage from here to there, we're looking at approximately 12%. So that's pretty decent gains there. So if it was 10x leverage, that's 120% there already. You don't even need to over leverage as long as you keep an eye on the trade. Just remember that this isn't financial advice. This is more or less for entertainment purposes and letting you know exactly what I'm doing. But if you do subscribe to my channel, I can go in more details so you can see how I trade. And if you want, you can always trade along with me. So what does that mean if we do end up breaking up from here? Well, firstly, you can't see nothing much to your left above this area here. There's nothing but air there. We are not in price discovery yet. We're still heavily undervalued for the Matic, and as I can see, Matic reaching approximately $10, for the super cycle as it comes in. But what we can do, we could always go in a higher time frame, and here exactly what I'm talking about for you to gain, some incredible rewards. Once we do break out from this area there. So if we do manage to break out from here, even to reach to this zone there, that's another 7%. So, and then if you look beyond this 7% move there, you can see there's nothing but red candles there. So potentially we can see Matic going up to around about $1.39, and that will give you from the breakout a total of 30, around about 30% move. Now that could plan out for the next couple of weeks. Just bear in mind that this is the weekly chart. In fact, it might even pan out a bit longer. And the reason why I say this is because if we just expand and widen the chart just a little bit, you can see just within this zone over here, we spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 to 12 weeks and around this area over here, and we still haven't, excuse me, and we still haven't yet broken up, back into the resistance. So I wouldn't necessarily just wait for the resistance to trade to go any further upwards, because hardly anyone trades on the weekly chart unless if you're holding, of course. So that means you can keep on building your positions here, adding more to your bag before we see us potentially going back up to the all-time highs, which is around about $2.55. Just bear in mind, I'm actually on the KuCoin exchange. Maybe other exchanges a lot higher. I think Binance, it went up to like $3, something like that. But around about $2.50 odd cents, I think that's more than achievable. within the next few months, once the cycle really hits in with the alt season, I can see pretty much Matic going up to $10. They've got a strong use case, layer 2 in it, absolutely a great cryptocurrency. But that is just my views and opinions. But let's keep focus on today's topic, which is how to trade Matic. Right, so as you can see on the 8 hourly chart, we look like, yeah, so it looks like we've broken up in this bit here. We get the arrow. It looks like we've actually broken above from this cluster over here, and we came back down to retest this area here, like so. And it looks like that we are currently forming like around the top. Now, around the top, it just means that the continuation going up, at least for the short term, is over. But it really depends how we hold and whether we break below this green candle there. If we do, it could be like another retest back into that zone. So there's two ways you can do here. One, you can either wait for the break below and trade to go down, and that's like approximately around about 8% move down. You can always make that trade, but if you gonna do that, then you might as well add two trades. One is for a short, once we break down here, to get back down to this level of 79 cents, and then you can also add a long position being triggered from here to go up. So essentially have two trades, one to go down, and then you create like a long position over here, and make sure you give quite a few like pips in between of gap. So once if you do end up trading, going short, you need to have like a bit of a gap before it triggers your long. So that way, at least you can take profit as it goes down and enter a new trade from here in order for you to go back up into the zone there. So let's move this up here so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, and if I get another arrow, so I just wanted to see exactly the method of my madness, which can pay out sometimes. So you can trade firstly going down, then you can also trade long from down here with a view of executing that trade to finish on the top of that resistance. Now, if you were to do that, that would be an additional 32%, which would be an absolutely amazing trade. You All you need to do with that is even just forex, and forex, you give yourself a nice risk management, which means you won't hopefully get liquidated, and that would mean you get a nice juicy return of 32% on your trade. Just for forex, that's like 126 odd percent just by forex leveraging that on $100. So that is pretty sick if you ask me. So that's on the 8 hourly charts, but if you're more of like an intraday in a shorter time frame, we can certainly have a look at the 4 hourly charts. Alright, so here we are. So it looks like we haven't yet been confirmed. We have not been confirmed yet at all. We're going to break below here. But if I was you guys, I would just wait and see what happens here. Because just in case if you do end up going down, like my prediction would be, hit back down in the support area, which is right over here, followed by an upward move to around about that 30% that I just mentioned. So I think that's going to play out if anything, but always just keep an eye. Otherwise, just in case, if we don't, because sometimes we can't always predict, trading is more or less like reactive. If we don't break down here, but we continue to go up here, once we break up and above here, we are more than likely we're just going to shoot up from there. So that could be also another possible trade. And if I get a measuring tool, it will give us around about 17-18%. Either way, guys, it's going to be an absolute decent trade to get into this. And the good thing about the short time frame, well, it's always good to back. The good thing about the short time frame is the fact that you can go in, get out of the trade you're executing right now with the expectation of leaving and getting out of your trade straight away. The problem with that is it can be very volatile, especially now. I can just see there's more volumes picking up here. The volume kind of peaked down, then it spiked over here. So keep an eye on the volume of the particular coin. So as you're looking at, if you see it to be low volume, then you're pretty much safe to be able to get into a trade, hold it for a little bit, keep an eye on the chart as well, as it may make a spike move up to the downside, so you can manage your risks. So I hope that is informative and helpful. And just for anyone else who actually likes the hourly chart, we're then going to go now and have a look at that. Alright, so for an hourly chart, it gives up a little bit more of an indication of what's going to happen. So let's get the arrow. It looks like that we've been pretty much building up a sideways movement over here. So that means it is more than likely we're going to be breaking up very soon, but we just need to see in which direction exactly. So what I would do in this situation, if we bring this one back up again, we can create, actually, let's not use that one. Let's bring out the lines instead, just so I can make it a bit more clear for you. So if we do end up breaking up here, or even if we're looking to break below here, I'll change the color. Let's make it white. Oh, actually, let's make the bottom bit as red, indicating that we're going to be shorting if we break down below the red line. And then we turn that blue one into green to say that if we break above here, then it looks like we are going to go to the upside. So that's exactly how I'll be looking at if I'm going to trade on the hourly chart. I'll wait firstly if we do break below the red line, that means we are likely to head down. You can make that trade looking to take profit around about this area over here, possibly even there to take profit. And then once you take profit, then you're good to go quite literally to get into a long trade, to enter down here, to go back all the way up. Likewise, if you break up above the green line, then you can either trade on a breakout with a straight up, but it might come back to retest before it continues going up to our projected area. So yeah, that'll be it from the video. I hope you found it useful and informative. Please give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be updated for more videos. You can also go over here to check my last video and let me know in the comments what coins you're holding or what you're trading. So until then, I'll see you soon. Bye.